Oh man, so a slightly, dare I say it, green day here for crypto. You've got Bitcoin up about 1.5%, Fantom up about 1.5%, some altcoins following, but not hugely. There are certain ones which are moving like Cardano, which we're going to cover off in a short while. But the question of the day is, will Bitcoin manage to rally back up towards 31 for another attempt? Or are we going to head back to the bottom of the channel at about 28,600? We're going to take a look here at the charts. We're going to look at the macroeconomic conditions as well. If you haven't watched my video from earlier on Solana, my thoughts around the downtime they've had, again, I think it's like the 7th time this year they've had downtime. Go watch that video from earlier. It's been well received. Go watch that video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because it's a big deal and we need to cover that off. That's another top project which is now struggling. And is it at breaking point? Are we going to see the next Terra, right? Because that's what people are fearful of right now. We've seen a top 10 coin go bust. Can this happen with Solana, and what should we be doing about it? Go watch that video. But in this video, let's take a look at the key levels. As you can see here, let's head on over into the hourly chart on Bitcoin. And as you'll remember, guys, we broke out of this channel. We had this little fake out where we thought we were ready to go higher in this bull flag, and then we got thrown back down to the downside as the wider market started to throw up yesterday. We saw a bit of support come in, interestingly, at about just there. That bottom wick came to 29,300, and then you saw the support around 29,500. We've had a bit of a green day, taking us back above 30,000, which is really good. The question we now have on our mind is, is this just a relief rally before a wider move to the bottom of the channel, or is this now us trying to trend upwards? Because you can see here, we've got this low here, we've got a high, we've got a higher low technically. Can we go post a higher high? Can we now push on and head towards 32,614? That is what we want for the bull thesis. But just to play out the bear thesis so we can be prepared, if this is just a relief rally, if it's just a RSI reset, right? If it's just the bears trying to let the RSI reset so they can then continue to push us lower, we could be heading to 28,600. And it wouldn't be the first time, right? We've headed there multiple times. We've been in this channel dating back all the way to about the 13th of May. So it's nothing we're not familiar with being in this channel. The issue is, however, is the more times we test this blue line, the more times we test 28,600, from a technical perspective, the weaker that support becomes and the more likely we are to break to the downside. And if we break to the downside, then we have to start looking for price targets at pivot point number 3, which is over here. So pivot point number 3 brings you to a price point of around 26,200, and at that point things could get pretty gnarly. Now, we know that we still could hugely correlated with the wider stock market, and we need that to move in our favor for us to see crypto continue to the upside. We saw the market be a little bit flip-floppy today. It opened up in the green, then went to red after Microsoft produced some weak earnings, but they've tried to shake that off. We've now got Dow Jones pretty flat, S&P 0.3% and 1% on the Nasdaq, which is quite good, which is allowing Bitcoin to be about 1.4% up so far today. Now, Microsoft released weak earnings and weak expectations for this quarter on revenue and their earnings, and that is one of the reasons we've seen the market be slightly weaker, but we've seen rally in other tech stocks such as Tesla, allowing the indices to turn green today. Now, here in the UK, it's actually a public holiday. It's the Queen's Jubilee anniversary, which I believe is 70 years of being in power. To shout out to the Queen. So we get Thursday off and Friday off. So the UK stock markets are closed, but I know the US markets are obviously open, and crypto is always open. So no excuses for me not to make a video. So fear and greed index back to 13. We know the market's fearful, right? There's no surprise here. We know the market's fearful. As soon as we get back above 32, 33, 34, the froth is going to come back in. The tourists are going to come back in, and you'll very quickly see the price get back to 40, 45, and before you know it, you're like, will I ever see a 30k Bitcoin again? So really important, we hold our emotions, we keep things rational, we dollar cost in on our favorite projects, and we don't neglect the key ones, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I've said this a lot to you guys because I know the crypto community, and the crypto community are always focused on some of these huge pumps. And at the moment, like I made very clear to our course members, which, by the way, you can join, ijaz.uk/member. We have 3 times weekly live streams. And in those, I've said to my course members time and time again, I'm not focused on degen plays. I'm not focused on small market cap plays. And I'm not focused on second derivative ecosystem plays. So if I'm investing at the core protocol level, the platform level. Because if you haven't seen my video, I did this breakdown video where I looked at the last couple of years at which projects survived various bull and bear markets. And one of the themes I saw was that you had solid projects which were ecosystem plays. They tended to do well. Platforms where other great use cases could build upon. Any projects which is a single use case, oftentimes you see them falling out of the top 10 and not lasting so long over time. So for me, I'm focused on these big ecosystem plays. I'm looking at the likes of Cardano. I'm looking at the likes of Ethereum and Bitcoin and not neglecting those, right? Where there's true assets, where it's truly decentralized, truly scalable, immutable, and the foundations are core. Now, I do have some Fantom, but I'm not going to get over carried away in my position in that, nor am I going to get over carried away with something like Algorand or any other smaller market cap project. They're all going to stay within their small portfolio, and I'm going to add on more stable blue chip names. That's what I want to be focused on right now. So let's take a quick look at the Fantom charts as well, because the Fantom chart is producing something pretty interesting. Remember, we had this green wedge where we were forming this pattern, and you can see now we're in this wedge, we've now managed to get a little bit of a bounce. But again, if Bitcoin fakes out, then we're going to head down to 30 cents. Okay, so if Bitcoin wants to go back down towards 28,600, then we need to be prepared for these lower price points on Fantom. But if Bitcoin can get its way back to 31, if it can break towards 32, then we're forming a really nice chart pattern here in Fantom that can allow you to get to the first pivot point at around 52, which is the pivot point here. And then you actually want to get back up to this support level, which is 58. So 52 and 58 are what I'm looking at to the upside. And downside, I'm looking at 30 and then 24 for the immediate downside. Okay, that's what I'm looking at for immediate downside. If we lose those, then we've got some support levels at 15 cents and we'll continue. But for right now, I'm not worried about the 15 cents just yet. I'm focused on the 30 and 24 if Bitcoin heads to the downside. If we get to some of these levels, at those points, I'll consider dollar cost averaging a little bit more, but as long as I can balance it out with more Bitcoin and other blue chips. I'm not going to keep adding to Fantom without balancing my portfolio, keeping the anchors in my portfolio stable and adding to them. So the aim of the game right now for me, guys, it's a whole process of cash generation. That's the game we're in right now. Those people that could accumulate cash and accumulate it quicker, they're going to win. Because you've got this period of downtime in the market. You've got fear high, price and valuations are suppressed across the globe. We're expecting a global slowdown. You can see stocks are compressed, tech stocks, Tesla, all these growth stocks are compressed, and we can see cryptos at huge retracements from their all-time highs. So the reality is those that have got ample cash are going to buy in at cheap prices. Those that don't have ample cash are going to have to just dollar cost averaging a little bit, and then when they get more income in the future, they're gonna have to buy at higher prices. So the key aim of the game over these next few months, and it has been for the last few months, go and accumulate cash. You're not gonna become rich by having a little bit in the crypto market hoping it's gonna 1000x. You're gonna become wealthy when you can regularly each month take a portion of your income from your cash flow, whether that's jobs you're working, whether that's freelancing you're doing, whether it's side hustles, whether it's any businesses you've got giving you passive income. I put air quotations because I don't believe in passive income. You have to work for your income, but go and figure out what your streams of revenue are. A lot of people in the crypto space don't talk about this. You've got to have streams of revenue coming in to add to your crypto portfolio to then grow it. Unless you're a professional trader, in which case your day-to-day trading between 9 to 5, that is your income. That is your job, right? And then you're taking that job and you're putting it in your hodl portfolio. That's a separate thing. That's what you can also do. And if you guys want to trade, you can do so on BYBIT. Links in description. They offer you up to $3,000 in sign-up bonuses, and they've been kind enough to support this channel. So go support them. Leave a deposit, and we're gonna have all sorts of great giveaways with BYBIT. So make sure you get your amounts deposited. You'll then be on my list of all the people that have deposited using my link, and we're gonna do a whole bunch of raffles, giving away some cool prizes. So stay tuned for that. Get yourself signed up using the link below. Get yourself set up on BYBIT. One of the best exchanges anyway. They've got these trading view charts integrated into BYBIT as well, which is why everybody loves BYBIT, and you can get trading on there as well. So that's what I'm looking out for right now in the markets. Hope you guys are staying level-headed. No panic selling, no emotions. Don't be in any degen plays. Take the time to reallocate your portfolios. That's what you need to be doing in this type of tough market. You can't afford to be in weak plays with low conviction right now, because if the market wants to retrace another 20%, you're going to be in a lot of pain. So be in projects which, if it retraces another 15, 20, 25%, it will hurt a little bit, but you're going to have the conviction to buy the dip again. If you have items in your project, if you have projects in your portfolio which, if it fell 20%, you're going to have difficult time sleeping, you're in the wrong project. That's a clue that you need to reallocate. There you go, guys. There's a quick update here on a bank holiday here in the UK. We will go and celebrate the Queen's 70 years. And in the meantime, don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.